Now, it's time for the Coach Penny Hardaway Show, presented by Cook's Pest Control. The show is also supported by AutoZone. From parts to helpful advice, AutoZone has everything you need to get in the zone. AutoZone, Chick-fil-A, Eat More Chicken, your Memphis Toyota dealers, Toyota, Let's Go Places, the Tennessee Lottery, and Subway, make it what you want.
Welcome in, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. This was a tough week for the Tigers. 2 games on the road, 2 games that could have been W's. Just coach, not able to finish the game, and really both were heartbreaking.
Yeah, got to fight harder. Both teams out-scrapped us at the end of the game, made tougher plays, made winning plays, and we backed up. And that's not what I'm about. That's not what the city is about. And our team just has to get tougher.
You know, we wondered how much energy there was. This is a young team, and you hit that wall, that freshman wall they like to talk about a lot. But I thought they answered with a whole lot of effort. The problem is, in 7 of the 8 losses now, the Tigers have had leads with 7 minutes to go, and yet they weren't able to finish. How do you get them to that finish line?
Well, it seems like at the end of the games, anybody feels like they can take a shot. There isn't one go-to guy that we're going to go through to try to get the job done. And when you look at the other teams, they have 1 or 2 guys that they're going to go through that are going to get the job done. And it's been an identity crisis to me with all these freshmen trying to understand, well, is it my turn? Is it your turn? And we haven't really identified a guy. Like we had last year with Jeremiah Martin. You knew he was going to get that ball. You knew he was going to take the shot. You knew he was going to deliver. This year, we just don't have that guy.
Well, and if I could, in defending you a little bit, you said before anything happened, at the end of the year, your go-to guy was going to be DJ Jeffries. Unfortunately, DJ Jeffries is sitting on the bench and will be until tournament time.
Yeah, DJ would have been that guy. He's a guy that can score outside and inside. He's a matchup problem. And it is hurting us having him, but we still have enough talent on this team right now to get it done.
And I guess the last thing to talk about before we start really looking at the games is one thing you really stressed. In practice, where they do a good job, and that's boxing out. And those second chance points, along with some turnovers and missed free throws, but second chance points really hurt you yesterday in Hartford.
Yeah, that's the most disappointing thing going into a game, understanding what we have to do. All you have to do is go out there and apply yourself, carry it over from practice. And our guards just won't. It's mainly on our guards to go down. Bigs are boxing pretty decent, but our guards aren't going to rebound. And the onus is on them. We're telling them, hey, you guys can't turn and look anymore because your men are getting back. We need to make it 5 against 2 or 5 against 3. So we have the numbers in our favor, and we just will not do it. Other teams are doing it better than us.
Here is what is coming up today on the Penny Hardaway TV show. 2 games, really exciting, dramatic games. They don't end the right way. The one in Cincinnati, the one yesterday against Connecticut. Cook's Pest Control Player of the Week. No surprise here. 2 double-doubles. Need I say more? Then a little bit of inside access with the young man who is a machine, was, by the way, named to the honor roll. That, of course, is Precious Achua. The AutoZone road ahead, thank goodness, at home. East Carolina and Houston on the docket this week. But first, we go to Cincinnati in just a minute. Stick around.
You're watching the Coach Penny Hardaway Show.
First game this week, it was a sellout. That seems to be a theme. When the Tigers are in town, the opposition arenas are absolutely full. The atmospheres have been great. And I know you were looking forward to this. This is the Cincinnati team, which was an opportunity to make a real point. It was a quad 1 game and a nice start for Lester Quinones.
Yeah, I definitely wanted this game because, you know, Cincinnati has been a thorn in our sides for years, even when I was playing. And I felt good about going in there. I knew the guys were going to play tough and going to play hard. We just didn't get the job done, but I was proud of Lester, the way he competed on the road.
He had 18. He played 43 minutes in this game. You go to overtime. And your Tiger defense, well, it was spectacular for most of this game. And this was back and forth. Another good game for Boogie Ellis, who continues to score in double figures. Most of the time, 5 in the last 6.
Yeah, Boogie's been doing a good job as well. These freshmen are growing up. They're really sophomores in my eyes right now with March right around the corner. And they're playing bigger, especially on the road.
So in this game, you know, you're going to have to take on some veterans here. You got to take on a guy named Cumberland, who is the reigning defensive player of the year. That, by the way, was Vogt, who has been terrific, and this is a freshman named Davenport who's pretty good, and they attack.
Yeah, they play with energy, man. Their culture is set. You know what you're going to get when you go to Cincinnati. You're going to be tough, you're going to play hard, you're going to leave it all out on the floor, and that's how their entire crew plays from 1 through 15. And we just have to get our level up to that level and match their energy.
In this game, it was another case, and here is Tyler, who is starting to really heat up in a lot of different ways. And Damian Ball, when he attacks, he can be really good. He's got a little floater that we'll see a little bit later in the week, but that's the bugaboo right there. Offensive rebounds, second chance points, and that really hurt you. Trayvon Scott was a low. There's a tough play inside. I'd like to see more of that from Isaiah Maurice.
Yeah, Trayvon Scott is a grad senior. He's probably 23, going on 24 years old. Those guys just understand what it takes to win. They've been through the fire, and they showed that to our young guys on that day.
That was a nice assist, and Cumberland had 9. He's really, I don't think, 100%. So he didn't make a field goal until the overtime game, and Lester Quinones did a darn good job on him, and there was some pretty good fight. Another double-double, that's the theme for Precious Achiuwa. Look at that fight inside.
Yeah, good team play right there. Alex getting penetration and throwing it to Precious. Got to get more team play out of our guys, especially late. We can't go one-on-one. We can't feel like it's on us. We got to make the best play for the team, and that was one of those plays on the road.
That was very fortunate the way that went, and Lomax, who had double figures in this game, hard to the hole. We mentioned Precious, his 13th double-double. He had a career-high 17 rebounds in this game. 20 of his 22, Coach, came in the second half.
Yeah, he was a monster in the second half. He was doing all the things that we needed. He crashed the board like you see right there. He was picking and rolling. He was catching lobs. He was doing it all.
And again, we mentioned how just absolute clutch Lester was. That turned out to be a 4-point play, and this one keeps going back and forth.
Yeah, they made some big shots. We got into a boxing one trying to keep Jaron Cumberland out of the middle. He still was tough and getting in there and doing what he needed to do. And we made those guys sweat a little bit at home and should have came out of there with a victory.
That was the last play of regulation. You got the matchup you wanted. That's why Alo went to the hole. It didn't work out, and now you can be the judge here. Every call down the stretch, even when there's no contact there, look at that. He's throwing it up, Cumberland is, and he's getting the calls.
You know, I find it interesting that Alo had gotten fouled earlier in the game by the big boy Vogt, and he said that he threw his body into Vogt and they weren't going to bail him out. But the entire second half and overtime, Cumberland threw his body into our guys and got every foul.
Cincinnati makes 11 of 16 free throws in the overtime. Too much for the Tigers to overcome, and that's the way it ends in overtime. And boy, that Cincinnati team, 6 overtime games now they have played this year. They had another overtime yesterday, and guess what? They've won 4 of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're gritty and they're grimy. They got grad transfer in Cumberland, the shooter Cumberland. Jaron Cumberland is a senior. Trey Scott is a grad senior. So, I mean, they got veterans out there on the floor, and then you add Williams to that, he's a junior. They have a veteran team on the floor at all times, and they sprinkle freshmen in for a couple minutes at a time, but their seniors are driving that team.
So the Tigers end up splitting the series with Cincinnati. They'd already beaten UConn. That is up next. Could be the final visit to the XL Center in Hartford. And this is another one of those classics.
You're watching the Coach Penny Hardaway Show.
UConn's leaving the American. I know that's not big news, but they're going to the Big East, so this could be the last time Memphis will visit Hartford, Connecticut, and the XL Center. And Coach, this was the first sellout for UConn in 2 years. Part of it was Precious. He almost signed with UConn. You got him away from Danny Hurley. His family was there, and this is a bad scene right off the bat. A Cook, the top shot blocker in the American, goes down, and it turns out it is a torn Achilles.
Yeah, no, I felt bad for that kid. That kid works hard, protects the rim for them, and for him to go down early, that was just unfortunate for them. But they rallied around that and came out and still battled. But just proud of the team for just being in the game. We just got to learn how to finish games at the end.
Precious Achiuwa from the wing that time, and he's starting to shoot the ball. You see with authority there, but a little bit more from the wing. I asked him about that, and I guess they're taking away the inside so much, you've given him the freedom to step outside.
Yeah, we're giving him the freedom, but he still has to make the best play for the team. I think right now he's forcing a couple shots that he shouldn't, and the team needs to be more involved with him, but his production on a nightly basis has been great. He just has to do a better job when they're doubling and triple teaming him, making better plays for teammates.
Early on, you did have a lot of balance. Everybody, I think, had 7 points, it seemed, at the half. And there's a nice young player for them, Brendan Adams, but there's Boogie with a follow, and this game, again, very, very close. Nobody built more than a 6-point lead in this first half.
Yeah, it was a battle, and we knew it was going to be a battle. We were on the road fighting for our lives. Just have to play tougher the entire game, and that's the biggest problem right there. Offensive rebounding, not hitting bodies, trying to out-jump people. He had 6 offensive rebounds yesterday, and every one of those rebounds helped him.
Well, you give up 18 offensive rebounds. That led to 17 second chance points. I did the math, and I think I added up second chance points and points off turnover differential, and that's 13 points in a game that ends up being a 3-point game.
Yeah, we know all the toughness things of what we have to do, and there are no more excuses for us. It's at the end of the season. Again, we're fighting hard to try to make the tournament. We cannot get out-hustled. We have to match that intensity and go get tougher.
And that is Danny Hurley pleading for Christian Vitale to do more. He hurt the Tigers in the first game, and he hurt the Tigers in this game, but he's a really good player. And there's a tough move by a former McDonald's All-American, Aldrich Gilbert. And once again, physical inside didn't go the Tigers' way.
Yeah, I mean, we got to keep attacking the basket. We got to get stops when we need stops. That's the one thing that we have not been able to do. We have not been able to get stops when we need to. And other teams do it to us, and now we just have to change that momentum.
I just saw the nice play from the 2 high school teammates, Lomax to Dandridge. How much better is Dandridge getting?
Well, Malcolm is more mentally right now. His physical is there. His mental just needs to get on the same page, because I think he could be the best rim protector in the league, and I think he can be one of the better offensive rebounders in the league as well. So, you know, he has to do better with that.
Good ball movement there, and look at that little kick. And I thought there might have been some contact, no call, but the triple by Harrison, he made really clutch plays, and there were about 4 or 5 goaltends in this game. Some of them I didn't think were going to go down.
Yeah, you know, he's making clutch plays offensively, but our guards have to do better with keeping people out of the paint and doing the things that we got to do to keep their guards under control. It's on our guards for us to win and lose games, and we know that.
This is a young kid who's going to be a real star in this league.
Yeah,
well, he won't be in this league, I should say.
No, he's an NBA player for sure.
Book night, and he's just a freshman, and then there is really good communication there in book night with authority, and here is where UConn starts to pull away just a little bit. And there's the old bucket, but it's late in the game, and that gave them a lead, and again, second chance points. Tigers aren't through yet.
Live ball turnovers are bad, and giving up offensive rebounds are bad, and that's what we did. Can't do it, can't survive like that.
I will give UConn a lot of credit, too, down the stretch here when they had to. That's an inbounds play to keep you in the game. He did it. But 12 out of 13 free throws by UConn in the final 5 minutes. Too much to overcome with all the other mistakes. And unfortunately for the U of M, that is their 3rd loss in a row.
Yeah, with us being down bodies, as far as like the rotation being cut, every guy that gets on their floor has to leave it on the line. And we're not getting it every single night from every single guy for every minute. And we have to if we're going to survive.
Hopefully we do, because there are still 6 big games left in the regular season and, of course, a tournament. One guy I know coming to play is the Cooks Pest Control Player of the Week. Another double-double, 2 this week. This guy now has 14 on the year, and he had 22 and 17 and played 42 minutes in Cincinnati. He had 16 and 13 in the game at UConn. His family was around. I know he was inspired in that, and he is very deserving of the Cooks Pest Control Player of the Week.
Yeah, he is. He's playing injured, got a foot injury, got a shoulder injury, got a back injury, and he's still going out there and trying to battle. Like I said, he just has to do a better job because teams are loading up against him now of getting other people involved along with what he's doing, and I think we'll be okay.
We take a quick timeout, and when we come back, that very young man, Precious Achiuwa, will tell us about how it is through a season, what you got to do. It does have twists and turns.
You're watching the Coach Penny Hardaway Show.
Time for some Toyota Inside Access. You know, it's a long basketball season, and it's been quite a journey for one Precious Achua. He talks about the ups and downs of playing college hoops.
Coming in, it wasn't just one person was going to be at the focal point of the team. You know, we all understood what we had to sacrifice coming in. Myself, James, DJ, Lester, Boogie, could have went to a whole, you know, all the schools around the country, but you know, we all decided to come here and play with each other. But we also talked about it, you know, before we all committed, and it was about sacrificing for us to be able to win. But I mean, things didn't go the way we expected it to go. You know, a couple of things happened here and there, but I just believe in the guys, you know, that are still on the team, and I believe we could do what the goals that we set at the beginning of the year. At this point, I don't really think about what happened. I'm really a person of the moment, and try to stay in the moment, and you know, just try to make whatever is happening at the moment go the right way. You understand? You know, things that happened before, no one could go back and, you know, fix it. It happened. We just got to move on and figure out how to get this rolling again. To me, I just feel like we're at the point of the season where guys got to, you know, grow up. At this point of the season, we just have to figure it out. I don't want to say he's wrong, but we are young, but we still have to figure it out. We have to win games. We expected to win games, and that's what we all came here to do.
Coach, I love it when he says living in the moment, because we've got a lot of moments. You know, the tournament could easily be won. That's on a neutral.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we have 6 games to finish out, and then you never know what can happen in the tournament. We have enough bodies to get it done. We have to live in the moment, but we have to get going as well.
Well, the moment is the AutoZone road ahead. 2 games at home this week. We'll talk about that in just a second.
You're watching the Coach Penny Hardaway Show.
Oh, it's going to be nice to be home for a couple of games. That's the AutoZone road ahead. It starts on Wednesday. It's an early game, folks, 6 o'clock at FedEx Forum. East Carolina comes in, an improved team from a year ago.
Yeah, no, they went out and got, I think, 8 or 9 new players. They kind of cleared their entire team out to try to get guys that are more focused on winning. And, man, they're doing a better job this year for sure.
And then on Saturday, that's 1 o'clock. It's the first showdown of 2 with what many people now think may be the best team in the American, Houston, your friend Kelvin Sampson.
Yeah, always playing hard, playing tough. You better bring your hard head if you're going to play in that game, and you got to be physical.
You like to say they do it by committee, right?
Do it by committee. They do it by committee, and we have to as well.
They've got about 7 or 8 guys that are very, very tough. So that is on the docket for the week. Don't forget, East Carolina, 6 o'clock downtown. Then Houston, get a look at this team because they're good. That's 1 o'clock on Saturday. We'll see you at FedEx Forum. We'll see you right back here next Monday night. Have a great week, everybody.
Thanks for watching the Coach Penny Hardaway Show, presented by Cook's Pest Control. The show is also supported by AutoZone. From parts to helpful advice, AutoZone has everything you need to get in the zone. AutoZone, Chick-fil-A, Eat More Chicken, your Memphis Toyota dealers, Toyota, Let's Go Places, the Tennessee Lottery, and Subway. Make it what you want. This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield IMG College under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Memphis. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the University of Memphis and Learfield IMG College. The preceding has been a Learfield IMG College presentation of the Tigers Sports Network.